So a week ago, I got the Elder Scrolls bug, and I've been watching a ton of lore videos. I started another character in Skyrim, so I thought it would be awesome to start a Let's Play on the Elder Scrolls Total War mod, which we're still working on. 2.0 is supposed to come out soon. There's some teaser trailers in the video description. They're pretty awesome, so check them out. So we are going to be playing as the Empire. We're going to do a short campaign, and our main objective is to destroy the Aldmeri Dominion. I thought it would be really awesome to do a full-scale invasion of the Summerset Isles and take them out. It'd be really challenging because they are a super powerful faction and there's a lot to manage over here with this huge empire. We are playing on very hard, very hard. Another thing I want to note is that we are in the third era, which is during the Oblivion Crisis. So we have to destroy the Aldmeri Dominion in 140 turns. If not, the Oblivion Crisis begins, which is going to be pretty crazy. Now we'll see. It will be pretty fun. If I don't take them out in time, it will be fun to try to juggle both the Oblivion Crisis and the invasion of the Summerset Isles. The great thing about the Empire is that they are already very strong. They're very powerful. We have a lot of troops just stationed everywhere. Like in the Imperial City, you have a very strong army of cohort troops. But if you just look around here, you can see that there's a ton of troops just kind of scattered around. It's going to be really easy to kind of group these guys up, form 3-4 armies, and begin the invasion without having to recruit too many forces in the meantime. Another thing we have to look out for is diplomacy. We share a lot of borders here in Tamriel, and if we get attacked while we are invading Somerset, it's going to be disaster. So we need to mass produce diplomats and maintain good relations with most of the factions. Because if you look at our diplomacy, we've got a lot of allies. We're allies with Skyrim, Daggerfall, a ton of them. The Orcs is really nice. Our only enemies is Dagoth, which he's pretty far away. He's not really a big concern, and that's it. So we're looking pretty good in terms of diplomacy right at the start. We just need to maintain it. Now, in terms of economy is going to also be very important because we're going to have to pay for these huge armies. Now, again, the good thing is that most of these troops are being paid for. Some troops do have free upkeep, like over here. There's 2 units of free upkeep, but we're going to make sure to not make too expensive of an invasion force, and we're also going to focus on building good economy buildings and good production so we can feed these armies. Also, we've got some cities over here in near Morrowind. I don't really care about them. I really don't mind if we lose them because they don't contribute at all to the main cause, which is taking Summerset Isle. So I think what I'm going to do is just take out these awesome armies in here and just leave them. I could use them for negotiation. I could try to trade them for money. Look at this force. Huge armies over here that are virtually useless if they stay here if we're trying to take out Summerset Isle. The plan is to use this small fleet here to pick up an army, which I think we can easily build an army here for sure. We're going to take this army and they're going to take a long journey all the way to Summerset Isle. But the plan here is to attack from 2 different fronts and make the Aldmeri fight a 2-front war. So the first invasion is going to come from Anvil. We're going to take this border island here, try to control that, and while we're taking that, I'm going to push again with the armies I'm picking up over here near Morrowind. We're going to pick them up and move them to all the way on the opposite side of the Summerset Isles. So let's go ahead and look at some of these buildings here. We're going to quickly skim through here and just build anything that would help with production or economy. Nothing I really see here. We're going to stay away from improving military buildings because that's not a priority right now. Also, we're going to be looking at tax rate. We need to increase that tax rate as much as possible. Can't really do it here at Anvil. They're just too upset, so we're going to keep it at a normal tax rate. So we can build a fairground at Khajiit, which is great. That's going to help with trade, which is awesome. Build some production over here. Can't quite improve the tax rate just yet. Unfortunately, we can't build anything here that's going to improve production or economy, but we can improve the tax rate. We can make it a little bit higher. They're still happy. Growth went down a little bit, but it's still at 3%, which is pretty solid. So high tax rate there. Let's see. Can we? Oh, beautiful. Well, it's close, but you know what? I don't want to risk it. We'll make sure they're happy, and we'll just build a fairgrounds here. Gotta love this. Here we are at Cloud Ruler Temple, Moat and Bailey. We've got Joffrey here, so we're gonna build a fields here to help with production. But this is really awesome. Look at this. He's being defended by the blades. That is really cool. Blades are like the deadliest warrior here, so we're gonna make sure these blades are in a very strong army and kind of spearhead the attack. They're gonna be very useful in this invasion. Nice, we can build some mines over here in Bruma. That's going to help a ton with the economy, and we can increase the tax rate. Can't really build anything in the Imperial City, but we can increase the tax rate. Population growth still 7% since this is the capital. It's a pretty strong city. They can withstand high taxes. That's not going to be a problem with them. Breville, we can also increase taxes to a pretty high amount, build some better farms here, and build a market. So this is going to be a nice, helpful city in terms of growth and economy. Same thing here with Leowin. We can also increase the taxes. Well, actually, you know what? Let's keep it in the green, but we can build a market, and we'll not build a rotation field just yet, but we'll just focus on the market. Okay, great. So it seems that I've built everything that I needed so far. Again, I'm saving some of my money here because we need to buy some agents. Again, it's going to be really important that we get some spies so we can spy on enemy territory, so we can kind of expect to, know what to expect when we land here, in terms of army sizes and where their troop location is. As I said earlier, diplomats are going to be really important. We're going to first send some diplomats to Skyrim. We're going to negotiate with them. Maybe we can get some money out of them and give them the 2 territories up here because I don't want these. Again, same thing over here. We have an allied faction. I forgot the name of them, but we're going to go over here and negotiate and give all these cities to them as well. So let's go ahead and start moving troops around. We're going to start with the auxiliary forces. So let's actually try to gather up some troops here. Now we're not going to move everyone. Let's see. Let's move the ship here and pick up some troops as quickly as possible. Let's go to Ravenrock. Same thing over here. Get some troops. Already we have a solid force gathering. Okay, great. So we assembled an army here, waiting for pickup by the small fleet. Now, in terms of general leadership, our general, I think I'm going to go with Varus here. He seems to be the best general out of all the generals located near Morrowind, so we're going to move him with the army as well. So now we're going to look at Anvil. Again, we're going to group up some armies at Anvil. We also need to group up as many fleets as possible. So we have a fleet near the Imperial City. We'll start to get that one going, and we're also going to move this fleet over to the other side. We might as well get these ships going because we need to do this invasion as quick as possible. We also have some generals that look pretty promising over here. This guy looks really good. He's 18. Look at this, 18, aspiring commander, healthy, noble in battle, a night fighter, which is useful. Yeah, this guy definitely could shape up to being a great general. So we're going to move him, and he's going to be leading one of the invasion armies. They're going to meet at Khajiit. Also, guys, look at this. The general looks badass, right? No, we can't have Goldwine here leading an invasion army when we got this guy, okay? We're going to take all of these cohort troops. They're so good. They're going to meet at the village over here if they can. And that's a solid force. I also want the heir to the throne to kind of lead this invasion. It's important for character development, and if he's ever to lead this kingdom, he needs to, be well experienced in the art of war. So I'm pretty happy so far of the troops moving around. We really need to start looking at diplomacy. We need to get the diplomats going, and we need to start getting some merchants. We don't want to go too crazy with the agents because they do cost money, and we have no spies. We still have no spies. I don't think we have any city that can produce spies. We're going to have to build a Dark Brotherhood, which I think this mod does such a great job of really pulling you into the lore and whatnot in the immersion of Elder Scrolls because it makes sense, right? You need to build a Dark Brotherhood to get a spy, even though they're kind of like assassins. But yes, I think you get spies and assassins from the Dark Brotherhood. The Oblivion Crisis script. So we can allow this. We can turn it off, but that's no fun. We're gonna leave it on. Again, we have 140 to 150 turns until the invasion of Oblivion, or the Oblivion invasion begins. So we'll accept that, and we do have some rioting because we are moving. Again, I don't really care. Now, I don't want to lose the city, but whatever. I honestly, like, I would love to trade these cities. The problem is getting a diplomat over here because none of these cities can produce a diplomat. So it's going to make that pretty challenging. Now is the perfect time to start moving out the diplomats. So let's send a merchant to some nearby supplies. Let's see, what is this? 44 florins per turn. That's not terrible. Let's send the diplomat up north. Again, we're going to go to Skyrim and negotiate those cities in the northern island. We also need to send some diplomats down south. I know we have the Valenwood elves down here, and if I'm not mistaken, the Aldmeri Dominion has some like colonial cities on the border here. Maybe we could manipulate Valenwood, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, to kind of be like a border state and also potentially go to war with the Aldmeri Dominion. And for the final diplomat that we created, we're going to send them to the Khajiit Factions. So I've been moving more troops around. It seems that I've kind of moved everyone I could to strategic positions. I'm really trying to get as many troops over to the other side here of the Empire. It's going to take a little while. Now, I did notice, I kind of forgot about this huge army in this camp. Look at this. And this general is pretty dang good. So we definitely have to have them. So we're going to actually move this entire army. So let's go ahead and pick them up first. Maybe we'll leave the two over here in the fort. I'm not sure why we have a camp here who's watching this bridge. We're neutral with this faction, so I don't really care what happens. We're going to leave the 2 units. Again, if we move these 2 units out of this camp, they're going to cost upkeep. We're going to try to avoid that as much as possible. We're also going to save up our money for the Dark Brotherhood hideout, which we're going to put in Anvil, because I want to get some spies and assassins as soon as possible and try to get them going to Summerset Isle to start spying on the enemy. But it seems that we've done everything we could this turn. Again, just moving troops, pretty laid back here. And again, we're waiting for the diplomats to speak to some nearby kingdoms to make sure they're still happy and not going to attack us. Ooh, the great house in Dorlil? I'm terrible. He wants a trade right. That's perfect. We will gladly accept that. What is this? Send emissary. These are foreign, almost to our very gates. The Aldmeri Dominion. Absolutely not. Fort Dawnguard. Oh, that's sick. Okay, unfortunately, the Dark Brotherhood, it cost 8,000 septims. 8,000. So it's gonna be a while till we can afford that, but again, it's gonna be really important that we get that so we can get some spies going. So once again, we're still moving armies over to get into near Anvil. Also, we have our fleets, if I'm not mistaken, moving out as well. I need to make sure I keep up with these guys because I have not been moving them. Meanwhile, over here, we are picking up the next army. So there we go. I think that's the, well, yeah, that's pretty much the entire force. We'll leave everybody else here. We still have some rioting going on here, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Let's not also forget about the small army we have down in the south here, which is going to be part of the second wave invasion. Again, the ships here will stop. The ships over near Morrowind will come by, stop in the south, pick up these men if they can, and then push for Summerset Isle. Nice, we're having a military reform, so I can imagine that we will soon be able to recruit much more elite troops here. So agree to the forum. You will be able to hire more mobile strong in the attack, but less effective in defense. Oh, okay, well, we're definitely going to be on the attack, so we might as well accept that. All right, so this isn't good. We are negative in our treasury here. If we look at our profits and losses here, the army is very expensive, and we're also having some issues with corruption, which we need to take care of. So I think we have to start to, we really need to get rid of these cities in the north, because we can disband the troops there, and hopefully that will help us out a little bit in terms of the expenses of this army. Oh, look at this. The Argonians.
I bring word
Trade
from
rights and
England,
map information.
sire.
Excellent. Yes, I will gladly accept that.
King.
Okay, good news. Great news. Our treasury is doing much better. Much better. I think we've kind of finished a lot of construction, and we also improved our trade a little bit there. So that's helped our economy a ton. Also, guys, if you look down in the south, our ships are passing some Aldmeri Dominion cities. This kingdom is the superpower, and we're like pretty much second in terms of power. So this really is a battle of superpowers. That is a war of superpowers. I think I was overestimating a little bit on how many troops the Empire had. It felt like they would have been very easily been able to fill out multiple armies, but maybe we should send over these troops over as well. You know what? I might just do that. I think, you know what? I hate to do this, but we already have 2 fleets in Anvil, about to have 2 fleets. Let's actually turn this one back. They gotta be pissed. They're like, oh, we gotta go all the way back. But it's not gonna take too long. They're gonna move back here and actually pick up some troops over here because we kinda need them bad. All right, excellent. We came across a Skyrim Nordic army, so we are going to be able to do some diplomacy with them. All right, well, it seems that I don't think they can afford 5,000, even though 5,000 was generous. They just did not accept it. I tried 8, 7, 6,000. They just did not accept it. So their wealth is only modest. So maybe they just don't have enough to afford the 2 cities.
Farewell.
Okay, so this is bizarre and a little concerning. We have an Aldmeri castle here. What is going on here? How is there an Aldmeri fortress here? A castle near our lands? Because I know the Valenwood elves or Valenwood, they control most of this territory. I'm curious, if we look at diplomacy, they're not at war with the Aldmeri Dominion. So this is going to be a big concern, a huge concern. We might have to actually attack this rebel town here and use it as a strong point, a stronghold against anything they send at us. All right, turn 6, and once again, we see an Aldmeri general, an army, not a big one, but nonetheless an army, in territory that shouldn't be theirs. We might have to send an army to take back these lands because we can't have them growing here and we're off fighting them over here. Even though this is their homeland, we take this out, they still have a huge kingdom right to the south of us. We really need to negotiate with the Khajiit kingdoms and get them attacking Aldmeri Dominion. So I think with the recent news of the Aldmeri expanding over here, we are going to build an army at Grad here, at Skingrad, and we are going to attack this rebel town and kind of use it as a buffer province to hold against the Aldmeri Dominion. Okay, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move, this is now turn 7. We're gonna move this army forward. We'll leave a general here and some town guard to watch over, but we need to move them up and try to get them to join forces with the general over here and start attacking this rebel town and maintaining the Aldmeri in this region. So let's just go ahead and start moving these troops up. There they are. Perfect. Let's try to negotiate with them, and maybe we can get them to be an ally. We also have our armies ready to go over here as well. So let's move him up, and we're going to go ahead and put another archer unit over here. Yeah, let's put another cav unit. Again, that's going to weaken this army, but they're going to be more of a reinforcement force. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's mobilize. Let's go. So we're going to start at the very top here and work our way down. This fleet needs to go ahead and pick up this army. So the armies are on the move. The invasion is about to begin. Things are not as ideal as I would want them to be, but we must do what we can, and hopefully things get a little bit better. Oh, perfect. All right, so we got in contact with the first Khajiit faction. And let's try to get some trade rights. Perfect. Can we get some map information for map information?
How could we refuse
Perfect.
such a generous
All right.
offer?
Awesome.
An
That's
honor
going to be
and a
huge.
pleasure.
So now we're going to work our way down south. There's another Khajiit faction down here.
Sire, what is it
Okay,
you wish
so
to
the kingdom
discuss?
of Valenwood. So what are we going to do with these guys? Very demanding. All right, these guys are going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with. They're not as open as the Khajiit faction. If we can just get trade rights, maybe map information for map information.
This seems
Yes,
quite
beautiful.
reasonable
Okay.
until we
Hey,
meet
that's a
again,
step
sire.
forward. That is a step forward. All right, so our invasion fleet, they're gonna have to go around. I think these waters are too deep for them. That's fine. Are another step closer to the beach landing. Now we are still neutral to the Aldmeri Dominion, and there might be some negative consequences to once we declare war to them. Now I don't think, if we look at diplomacy again, I don't think. Yeah, they're not allies. They're not allies with anyone, so I don't think there's going to be too many negative consequences. Okay, turn 9. Good news. We have a new mission, which is to take the rebel settlement, which we were already going to take. So here we are, guys. Here we go. Yeah, they have a massive army. Their first hold, which is a very fitting name. You know, this is what we go for. This the first city we go after. That looks like a powerful army as well. But you know what? If we can take out this army quick, I think we can do this. I believe we can do this. Yeah, let's just drop the troops off here. This is going to be our first battle, guys. This is going to be intense. Here we go. Okay, great. So the balance of power is greatly in our favor. We are going to have reinforcements here of 1,500 men. All right, so the army is ready. I just wanted to do a quick little run through here of these awesome units. We have Imperial Legion cohort archers. In the back here, we've got the Town Guard. This is kind of like a lower, weaker troop, some light legionaries. And then right behind them is the elite forces. We got the Imperial Legion cohort. And check out the blades over here. Check this out. Oh yeah, look at it. Small units, but super deadly. Can't wait to see them in action. Oh, finally, the enemy army shows up here. Look at the sick elven armor. I love the style here. They've got a lot of archers, and they're already, look at this massive Imperial invasion army here. So sick, guys. So sick. I love it. See, this is why I love Medieval 2. The sandbox feeling, where it feels like endless possibilities. But they do have a lot of archers, so we might want to close the gap here quick and get our infantry in the fight. Oh yeah, here we go. Epic infantry clash. I've told my ally to be aggressive. He's moving up forces as well. And this is the first clash of infantry in this playthrough. This is going to be epic. Enemy Cav is actually charging us like a madman. I'm actually going to peel a unit of Cav to get behind enemy forces, go after their archers. So awesome.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy. Only half the enemy force remains.
An absolute critical battle there. It was not even close. And now we have the challenging task of whether we should release, execute, or ransom. Ransoming would be great, but again, if we ransom them, we're gonna have to fight these guys again. Let's ransom. Let's try to make some money from this. I don't think they're gonna accept it because that's a big price. Yeah, they rejected it. Let's go ahead and quickly siege. First hold. We got to take this city fast before reinforcements show up. I know we put a huge dent in the Aldmeri armor, so to speak, but that's it. It was just a dent. They are going to come at us hard with huge forces. We need to move quickly. Meanwhile, the army in the south here that was originally from Leowin, which by the way is having some issues. We should probably recruit some guard here to watch over, make sure they don't riot. This army's still making its way towards this area. Again, we want to take this stronghold here, which is controlled by rebels. We're going to go ahead and march the army out. We're going to leave behind a couple troops just to watch the city. Let's make sure they're not too upset, and definitely not leave it on military. We're gonna leave this on growth. Okay, so this is a little concerning. We have the Valenwood army right at Anvil. A huge army. This does not look good. This looks like an invasion force, which would be disaster. I know we just negotiated trade. Let's talk to them again and see if we can make them happy so they don't attack us.
I do not believe I'm able.
Okay, well, I tried many different things. I tried giving them the regions in the north, Raven Rock and Frost in the north, but they said it was balanced, and also I requested an alliance. I offered giving them 1,000 gold on top of that. They just won't accept it. So this is a concern. We cannot lose Anvil. Well, let's hope that this army's just stopping by and not coming to attack. If they do attack, well, it's panic mode, because this invasion just started and things are falling apart at home. What the heck? How did they get such a big army over here? Oh my god, I don't remember this army being so big. There must be something in the script where if you attack a settlement, there's a much bigger garrison force in it. Hopefully that's the case for us at Anvil, because we need it. Okay, our worst nightmare just became true. We've got an attack here. They are sieging Anvil. We're at war with now this entire region and Somerset. We've got to keep pursuing this invasion. We've got to keep trying to take settlements over here. But at the same time, we need to try to rally some forces and defend the homeland, because I did not expect that. I guess because they are a elven faction, they have pity for their elven counterparts, and they are standing with them. This is going to be an all-out war, guys, and we need more allies. Speaking of allies, we need the Khajiit forces to start attacking the Aldmeri and the other elves as well. So maybe we can get them to go to war. Okay, so we need to talk to this guy, and we need to we need to try to set up some sort of mutual my enemy is your enemy kind of thing. We need to get the Khajiits attacking here as soon as possible. The good news is that first hold is going to be pretty easy to attack. We're going to go ahead and attack at night. We're just going to auto-resolve this because it's 7-2. We did lose a couple men there, but I probably would have lost the same if I was attacking. We did take heavy casualties, but the good news is that, well, we took the city. We would gain a lot from looting. I feel like we should exterminate it, because if we don't, we're going to have to deal with a lot of civil unrest. So let's just exterminate. Now we are going to repair. And unfortunately we can't retrain anyone, but hopefully this will help with our economy a little bit. And once we're going to start building like some military units over here, and kind of using this entire island as a military base, just to you know, kind of make a stronghold here. Well, sure enough, they went ahead and they're gonna go for it. They are going to try to take the city of Anvil. Oof. Well, I think, guys, this is going to be a good place to stop, and our first part of this campaign is underway, and wow, some crazy things have happened. This was a lot of fun. We are in quite the situation, though, and we are going to have to turn this around fast. We need more troops at Anvil, and we're most likely going to lose it. We're going to have to take it back, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time in part 2 of our campaign.